I don't know if I told you guys this, but when I was a teenager, my mom made me go to like a Christian school. It was a Christian private school, right? Because apparently I was demonic. So I needed to go to a Christian. Bailey said I still am demonic. Oh my goodness. Am I demonic? Guys, I'm a God-fearing, holy man. I'm a God-fearing, holy man. Bailey said I got holes. Hey, yo, pause. Pause. I don't roll like that. Pause. But anyways, I was possessed. I was demonic. I was the spawn of Satan. So my mom sent me to a Christian church school. By the way, first of all, if you want to find PDF files, go to a Christian church school. Go to a Christian church school. This is a little bit off the topic. I mean, I guess it is still in topic, actually, because that teacher was a PDF file. She was technically a PDF file too, right? She's a 25-year-old girl. She's around a bunch of 15, 16-year-old boys, and she's cracking that shit open. That's fucking peak PDF file behavior. But on top of that, at the school, since I was rebellious, right? I would go to school with the pentagram. I would go to school with like books about witchcraft, all this crazy stuff, right? They decided to put me in a special class where I had to talk to a pastor once a week, right? I only did that shit 2 times because this nigga was gay as hell. That pastor was gay as hell, man. Honestly, if I had been a weaker guy, he would have probably fucking fiddled and diddled me. But since I am strong-willed, he never tried anything with me because the very first day I went to go talk with this nigga, I go into his office and he tries to hug me. He's like, come here, son. Let me give you the love of God. And he hugs me. And I'm like, something is off about this hug, bro. Something is off about this hug. Maybe it was the fucking bump I was feeling in my stomach. I'm like, yo, pause. I know, that's what I'm saying. The bump I was feeling in my stomach, the fucking, I don't know, the bulge that this nigga was getting by hugging me. I'm like, yo, get off me, bro. Yo, get off me, bro. Yo, get off me, bro. If I was like a little weak, scared little bitch ass nigga, you know, the kind of nigga that gets scared when some girls twerk on you. If I was one of those kind of niggas, bro, I would have probably got molested, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Because this nigga was on some sus shit. He had a photograph of 2 boys on his desk. He had a photograph of 2 boys on his desk. And I asked him, like, are those your sons? And he's like, no, those are 2 other students. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dog. Dog, come on, dog. This nigga was literally a fucking Chester the molester. Chester the molester pastor. But anyways, my mom sent me to this Christian school, right? She sent me to the Christian school. And in that Christian school, bro, there was so much degeneracy. Going to a Christian school is not the big brain move you think it is if you're a parent, you know? Because you got to think about this. All of the parents who have bad kids send their bad kids to the fucking Christian school. All of them. So it turns out it ends up being a place where it's just a bunch of fucking bad kids. Because everybody had the same brilliant idea of sending their kids to the fucking Christian school to get reformed, right? So my mom has the brilliant idea to send me to this Christian school. And in that school, there was so much fucking degenerate behavior going on. There were literal kids who thought they were satanic Satanists. There were kids that were doing drugs. There were girls that were giving it up, cracking it open. There were teachers that were fucking students. There were pastors diddling. Yo, it was degenerate Mecca. Literally degenerate Mecca. Bro, and I was out of control in that fucking school. I went from being a little bit rebellious to being extremely rebellious. It actually backfired. I would say that if my parents didn't send me to that Christian school, I would probably still be a Christian right now. Because going to the Christian school really made me see more about Christianity than I had ever really even thought about, bro. You know? That shit kind of woke me up from being an NPC. He said, I almost did. It was an all boys school. And I said, fuck no. Bro, there were kids, right? This kid, Martine, the one I was mentioning, the reason I even bring up this whole story. So the teacher who was cracking it open, the first kid who hit was this Martine kid. And this Martin kid was he was like a demon. He was literally a demon. You think I was a demon in school? No, I was just a kid who was dabbling in paganism and witchcraft and who painted his nails black. That's nothing. Yo, my parents need to be more fucking grateful because my mom would act like I was some sort of demon from hell. Like I was doing all this crazy stuff. All I was doing was painting my nails black, reading some stupid fucking books, and wearing a pentagram and listening to rock music. That ain't shit. That ain't shit. Martin was doing lines of coke in the bathroom of the school. Martin was fucking bitches. Martin was fucking teachers. Martin was selling drugs. Martin was doing all kinds of shit. Martin had a gun. Come on, bro. Sometimes, yo, that's why sometimes as a parent, especially these parents that are super religious, you need to stop, look at your child and see what they're doing and figure out if your child is actually bad or not. Because I would argue that I was not even bad. Talking back a little bit, reading demonic books and listening to rock music, that ain't shit. You should be grateful. I could have been a fucking full-on Martin. Cocaine in elementary school. No, it was high school, Ahmed. It was high school. I could have been a full-on Martin. And the crazy thing is that I knew I wasn't that bad because I would come home and tell my mom that shit. Like, you put me in this dumbass fucking school with all these degenerates. I'm like the best fucking student there. And I had like a piercing. I had a piercing on my fucking eyebrow. My tongue was pierced. My nails were painted black. I was going to school. I was skipping school. I was doing all kinds of crazy shit, but I wasn't doing that kind of crazy shit. These niggas were on some real shit. He says, painting your nails. I would have.